Good day, everyone. I am Eden Puavin Gutierrez from Beteled I-8 4A. I'm your teachers for today's video lesson. Our topic is all about identify and evaluate the hazard in the workplace. So, sit back, relax, listen, and learn. What types of hazard are there? Unsa nga mga hazard nga makita nimo sa imuang workplace? A common way to classify hazard is by category. First, we have biological, which is naa dito ang bacteria, viruses, insects, plants, bird, animals, and human, and etc. Next is chemical. Depends on physical, chemical, and toxic properties of the chemical. Next is ergonomic. Repetitive movements, improper setup of workstation, and etc. Number 4, or the next types of hazard, is physical. We have the radiation, magnetic field, temperature extreme, pressure extreme, high pressure or vacuums, noise, and etc. Next is the psychosocial. The psychosocial is part of the common injuries nga makita nato sa workplace. Psychosocial is naa dito ang stress and violence and etc. Number 6, or the last types of hazard nga naa makita nimo sa imong workplace, is safety. Slipping, tripping hazards, inappropriate machine guarding, equipment malfunction, or breakdowns. That are the type of hazard nga makita nato sa workplace. Identify hazardous area. So what is hazardous area? It's defined as an area in which atmosphere contains or may contain sufficient quantities flammable or explosive gases, dust, or vapors. Here are the common workplace injuries. First, we have the fall. The most common type of workplace accidents are fall to the same surface and fall to below. The severity of injury from a fall depends on the 3 factors. 1. Velocity of an initial injury. 2. Magnitude of declaration due to the hardness of the surface. 3. Orientation of the body on impact. Number 2. We have the impact. Impact resulting from being struck by and struck against object may cause serious accidents. The severity of injury from impacting object depends on 3 factors. 1 is velocity of the impact. 3. Characteristic of the objects, size, hardness, and shapes. Number 3 is body part impacted. Number 3, mechanical. Mechanical hazard arise from relative movement between part of the human body and objects such as work equipment or work object, which lead to their contact. Mechanical hazard cause cuff in, cuff out, and crash accident that can cut, crush, amputate, break bones, strain muscles, and even cause asphyxiation. Number 4, noise. Exposure to excessive noise can result in hearing loss that not only affect you but can impact on the people who live and work with you. Exposure to excessive noise levels to work can also result in increased stress, may rise blood pressure, heart disease. High noise level can also cause insomnia, fatigue, irritable, and decreased job performance. Number 5, toxic. All materials are potentially toxic to some extent at work. A material may be considered toxic if small quality or quantity can cause injury, such as tissue damage, cancer, and mutation. The 4 possible routes of entry of toxic material into human body are inhalation, ingestion, absorption, and injection. Number 6, heat and temperature. Overexposure to heat temperature extremes may result in range of injuries, from burns to frostbites. Heat is transferred by convection, radiation, and conduction. Number 7. Flammability fire. Fire because burns, injuries. Flammable materials include fuel, cleaning agents, vegetation, wood or paper, solvent lubricant, rubber, coating, refrigerant, plastic, chemicals, and etc. Number 8. Explosives. The result of explosion may range from minor injury to major catastrophe. Explosives are used mostly by industry in construction, mining, quarrying, and seismographic works. Number 9. Electrical contact. Exposure to electric current may cause injury or death. There are 5 principal categories of electrical hazard. Number 1 is shock. Number 2, ignition of combustible material. Number 3, overheating. Number 4, electrical explosion. Number 5, accidental activation of equipment. Number 10, workplace violence is brought on by violence act that occurs in the workplace which creates a hostile work environment that affect the physical or psychosocial well-being. There are types of workplace violence. Type 1 is violent act connection to robbery and other criminal act. Type 2, customer, clients, patient-related violence. Number 3, violence between co-workers such as manager and superintendent or supervisors. Number 4, type number 4, domestic violence by someone who doesn't work there but has a personal relationship between employees. How to avoid hazard in welding? Number 1, electric shock from welding electrodes of wiring can kill you. So how can you avoid it? Insulate yourself from electric shock. Use non-flammable protective materials. Number 2, breathing with welding fumes can be hazardous to your health. So how can you avoid this? Keep your head out of the fumes. Do not inhale fumes. Use enough ventilation. Number 3, welding can cause fire or explosion. So how can you avoid it? Welding spark can cause fire. Keep a fire extinguisher nearby. Number 4, arc ray can burn your eyes and skin. So how can you avoid this? Use a welding helmet with correct filter shades. Wear your proper PPE or personal protective equipment in welding. Number 5, confined space can be hazardous. So how can you avoid this? This is work in a confined space only if well ventilated or wear an air supplied respirator. Number 6, hot part can cause severe burns. So how to avoid this hazard? First is do not touch hot part with bare hands. So dili nimo siya pwede gamiton sa imong kamot lang, sa imong bare hands. Allow cooling period before working. To handle hot part, use proper tool to wear heavy installing welding gloves and clothing to prevent burns. Number 7, flying metal can injure your eyes. So how can you prevent this hazard? How to prevent you this kind of hazard? So wear approved safety glasses, wide side shields, even under your helmet or welding helmet. Number 8, noise can damage your ears. So ang bana daw makadamage sa imuang ears or imong pangdungog. So how can you protect yourself from that kind of hazard? So always wear approved air protection if noise levels are high. Number 9, cylinder can explode in damage. So how can you avoid this another kind of hazard? So install cylinder in upright position by securing them to a stationary or cylinder rack to prevent falling apart or tipping. Note, it is important to have several different methods of identifying health and safety hazard to ensure a safe work environment for employees. Taking the necessary step will make difference and help to create a health and safety culture that will be beneficial for everyone. Once again, this is Provin Eden Gutierrez from Beteled IA4A. I hope you have learned from this discussion about identify and evaluate hazard in the workplace, and leaving you a quotes, laban lang, God bless, and babuhay.